Alright, this is another one in the first read series where I just look at a poem by a poet I don't know or know very little about and do a first reading of it just for the sheer joy of it. I don't read it like an academic. I don't read it to explain it to anybody. I just read for fun. Maybe I say something worthwhile, maybe I don't. This one is in the journal Thrush, and it's by Lisa Huffaker. And I like erasure poems in general, and these are taken to another level completely, where there are lines that tell you how to read them. I just am looking at them on the page. I haven't read them, but I'm only look at this one, Sing Me Open. So I like the idea of taking the page, putting an image on top of it, this upside down cathedral image, and then scratching out the points, but then having the arrows show us how to read it. And this one I'm going to look at. The arrows look fairly straightforward. There's a line here that stops us. Some of these other ones, they kind of loop around. Well, that's kind of fun. There's like looping up and around it. It feels like a choose your own adventure kind of experience. Sing Me Open, this one. So I think beyond just the poem itself, looking at these, it's just fun. They're like little art pieces in themselves. Often I look at the form of a piece before I actually read it, so this is a really playful form. So let's read this one. Sing Me Open World. A very nice opening line, especially on this interplay, this open cathedral upside down, this kind of openness of the cathedral space, but it's upside down, so it's as if you need to be sung open. But also that just having the world sing you open is a interesting thing. There's a slash here, so I don't know whether I'm supposed to stop in the reading, pause, that's like a sentence. Could be like a title, but let's just go. Let me read an unspeakable language alone in the enormous dark. Let me speak an unspeakable language. Let me read an unspeakable language alone in the enormous dark, which is fun. It's like, sing me open world, then let me speak this unspeakable language, something that can't be spoken out, which is fun, I think, because you have this written out in words discussing the desire to sing, to read, to speak this unspeakable language, to speak the words that aren't speakable. And these words seem, as they're put on this page, to swing around inside of this image. This is almost as if they're not a poem traditionally, or not a traditional literary piece. It's like on the cusp of an art piece, like it's the unspeakable that we're seeing in front of us moving around on the page. Very interesting piece here. It makes me definitely want to look more at Lisa Huffaker's work. There's a brief note about her on this page. She's into collage and assembly, which is not surprising looking at what we just did. I think that's very neat. It shows the source text for this, Fascinating Womanhood, which I think is very interesting to think about that on top of what's here. So that element, when thinking about womanhood and singing the world open, brings another kind of, even like a political or gender edge to this that I didn't see originally, that I don't think I would have seen unless I knew the text it's from. So very fascinating. I think that could make this whole series be really fun to look at that way. So great work. Like I said, Thrush.